there are Social Security changes that are going to be happening in 2023 for both people who are retired and then also for pre-retirees. You may have already heard that there's going to be a COLA adjustment or a cost of living adjustment that's going to increase your benefit by 8.7% per year. So just to give you a couple numbers, if you had the average, if you were receiving the average Social Security payment of $1,850, then an increase of 8.7 could be close to $2K a month, just to give you an idea of some numbers there. But that's not the only thing that's changing in 2023. There's also an adjustment for those who are not retired and they're still earning an income and a wage, and they're actually paying into Social Security. The amount of your income that's subjected to Social Security tax was $147,000 per year. So anything above that number, 147, then was not subjected to tax. Anything above that, the Social Security tax. But in 2023, that number is going to change to 160,200. So now it's anything above that won't be subject to Social Security tax. And that Social Security tax rate is at 7.65%. So there's not really anything you can do about that. That's just an update. But the next change is something that you should be aware of if you're in your 60s and you're talking about Social Security strategy or planning. It's really for people who are under their full retirement age, they're still working. So if you start Social Security and you are earning a wage and you actually make more than this certain income limit, you may actually have to pay or have $1 withheld for every $2 that you make. So that usually doesn't make sense for a lot of people. Now, just to give you an idea, here's the numbers behind that. So if you're working in 2022 and you make more than $19,560, then that's when that whole withholding comes into play, or you might have to pay money back to Social Security. So that's, most likely wouldn't make sense. But in 2023, the earnings limit is going to increase to about 21K. I think it's 21,240. So again, not a huge difference. Anything above that, then you have to start thinking about the withholding. So really, the thing to think about here is, if there's any chance that if you're under your full retirement age, any chance that you might earn an income, even if you're retired right now, and there's maybe a consulting thing or something that you might be doing, think twice about starting Social Security. I actually made a separate video on this just to give you a few examples. It was actually from a client where we were planning out the strategy of Social Security and when he was going to start and when his wife was going to start and coming up with a game plan. And I'll include a link to that video somewhere on the screen, hopefully. But first, quick question for you. Are these short update videos helpful for you just on one topic? If they are, please leave a like or put a comment below so I know that you like these short ones and maybe I can do more of these in the future. And then one other thing to note is, like many things financial related, there's quite a few factors that impact the end result, right? Whether it's Social Security planning or maintaining your lifestyle or income in retirement. Like many of our clients, they might not be worried, you might not be too worried about running out of money in retirement, but you might know or think that there's some optimizations that you can make to actually make things look even better than they are if it's related to tax planning or things like that. So if you're not 100% certain on how to run the different models around Social Security or the income planning or tax planning, see if you can reach out to a certified financial planner who's been helping people for 10 years or more, or has some sort of experience and works specifically for retirees and retirement planning. And many of them have a free consulting session that maybe you could do and get a better idea of how you're looking and if you're on track. So you can reach out to us if you'd like. We don't always have space available, but I'll get back to you either way if you do that. So I hope this was helpful. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.